welcome back to my channel. Today is the Ayn Arzooq Darkroom session. If you didn't get a chance to see the video of the exploration of Ayn Arzooq, I will put a link in the description below. I will say that that hike is a clear reminder to me on why I go out and explore. It's not always about the photograph. It was a spectacular, spectacular hike, and the scenery is unbelievable. But in that hike, I only got 10 frames. And again, I don't care if I only had 4. It doesn't matter to me. There are some really nice ones in here. The first set, the trees in the fog in that valley area, and down below I have some over some still water in the Spring Valley. So I'm going to go ahead and first do a contact sheet to get a better look at what these are and which ones I would like to put into the enlarger. So let's get started. The contact sheet is all done and dry. I have my trees and I have my reflecting pool photos. I like what I have, but I like this one the most. I sort of like the arching composition with the space in the middle, so I will do one of these. Down here, they look very similar, but there are some slight differences. I do believe it's number 31. Yes, number 31 down here. I like that one the most. I like the curve and the slope of the two hills coming together, cutting across, and my reflecting pool in the middle. So those are the two I'm going to develop in the enlarger. So let's get started. So I've decided on my horizontal border, but that also means I now need to trim my verticals in order to get the 8x10. I'll show you what that looks like when we have a 35mm negative, but we're trying to print on an 8x10 sheet. You can see on the side that this is right at the border of my 35mm negative, but here and up here I still have the exposed area outside the frame. So when we want to develop an 8x10, which is this size on the easel, we actually are needing to crop or to lose parts of the image. And so when you're shooting, you have to consider whether or not you are going to be cropping from top to bottom or from left to right to get the complete image. So here, I wasn't thinking about that when I framed this shot. What I want is inside the horizontal, and I need to then move the black plates to crop the image correctly to what I want. So that's where I want to start. First, I want to get a test print on, I'll do a 5x7 test print right in the middle where I will have most of the action of the negative to see my tones and how things are going. I will begin using just a 2 contrast filter. just to see where the original negative falls in my contrast scale and whether I need to go up or down to balance that out.
The first test print came out a little bit too dark, and I was using the 2 contrast filter just to shoot as a baseline, and it clearly is too dark. So first thing is to drop the contrast filter. We try to balance out my tonal scale, and get something much better. Now this one is 4 seconds at 1.5 contrast filter. And as you can see, there's greater tonal variation throughout the image now. I also tried, still a little wet, I also tried 3 seconds. And the difference is minimal, but it's still there inside the whites and the highlights. So this is 3, the other one was 4. I can see the difference. And I am leaning towards a 3 seconds because I like the whiter whites compared to the slightly grayer grays. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can. So I prefer this one. And so I'm going to do my 8x10, about 3 seconds with the 1.5 contrast filter. And let's see what I get. Set up the next negative. This is the pool of water, and then the valley cutting through and that landscape. My idea is to try to keep it inside the same 1.5 grade contrast filter because it's pretty much the exact same environment as the tree through the valley. And exposure time, I'm thinking about 5 seconds or so. I'll just do one quick test print just to see where the exposure time is, but I think the contrast is going to be fine.
And the day is over for the Ayn Arzooq photographs. I have my little test sheets here just for fun. I keep these as good souvenirs. My landscape in the reflecting pool, and of course the tree. Final result, it is almost dry, so it's good to go. I like it. I think I've got a nice balance of light grays across the grass in the field, and some really good whites coming out through with great detail inside the sort of chaotic geometry of my tree. Really like this one. I didn't want to go too dark. I didn't want to be like spooky forest because it wasn't spooky forest tree. So I think it's in the right place. And the other image was the landscape. I am really drawn into this image. I don't know right now what it is that I just find very, I don't know, fascinating and interesting. The hot spots, the reflection and the sky in a very sort of blown out white, along with the lines from the landscape coming in and out, I find to just be a very soothing and quite attractive image. Yeah, I just really like it a lot. I have 2 of these, so if you would like to purchase one from me, or both, that's okay. They're both for sale. Please give me a comment down below or contact me, and it can be yours. Thank you again for watching. If you didn't see the video of the exploration of Ayn Arzooq, take a look. It is a magnificent landscape. Totally worth it. You don't have to listen to me. Just look at what I'm surrounded by. It's beautiful. Please like and subscribe. Any help does help. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.